What is going on, everybody? We're back again with another video. Today is Wednesday, February 18th, 2026. We had a FOMC minutes today. Um, Decent day in the market. Definitely didn't need to take the trade that I did, but I did. Ended up taking a loss today, so the green streak has ended. But we'll go ahead. We'll jump into what I was seeing, when I was seeing it, this and the other. I did take a half-size loss on this, and I will get into why later. Um, but first of all, so coming into the day today, I honestly was very neutral in terms of my bias, but I was leaning more bearish, and the only reason for that is because of the higher time frame, because of the fact that we had this daily fair value gap up here that we'd been kind of hovering around leading up to today. And overnight during Asia, I believe, ES mitigated the fair value gap. So ES actually tapped up into the daily while NQ did not. So we had an SMT at these highs inside of a very, very prominent draw. So we had the SMT at highs, and then since we put in that SMT and ES mitigated the daily gap, we had since just been trading lower. So we were getting a leg lower, traded up into a fair value gap, got a leg lower, traded up into a fair value gap, got another leg lower. So I was coming into today, I wanted to see price head lower, and I know that we had this bullish 4-hour gap and the hourly gap. But I was more concerned with the way price was setting up. So I told myself coming into the morning, if we got through this 4 hour, and even if we didn't inverse it, like even if I took the trade before 10, if we were really showing that price wanted to start trading lower and seeking out sell side, that I would be inclined to take shorts. If we didn't, and we just decided to tap into the 4 hour, immediately flip up higher, go seek this daily, I could look to take longs. So coming into open, I annotated this 15-minute gap. This was kind of like my condition. So this paired with the 4 hour kind of made my if then scenario. I was telling myself, okay, I could either see a 15-minute gap tap, inverse to the downside, either revisit lows, take this to the 4 hour, seek sell side, or if we just decided to rip up through this, I could look to take longs. So price ends up at open coming up. We kind of just chopped a little bit back and forth right at open, and then we get the 15-minute gap tap. We sweep out this generated, just all this generated resistance. You can see that we had pretty clear low resistance sitting like right here. So once we swept this out, tapped into the 15-minute gap, I was very much so inclined to take shorts. And I know a lot of people were looking at longs today. A lot of people took longs. Whatever. I saw that we swept all this low resistance, tapped in the 15-minute gap, the 30-minute gap, and then immediately V-shape down into this 30-second, get the inversion, and then honestly, I was just going for a little bit over a 1-to-1 on this. I just wanted to take this to a safe spot in price, being this 4-hour gap. I figured if we were going to head lower down to sell side, we were at least going to hit this 4-hour gap. Technically speaking, we did not need to revisit this low, which is why I was totally cool with just targeting this. And sure enough, I enter on close. Where I made the mistake was this 15-minute candle was opening up the very next candle. And sure enough, we get manipulated, stop rated out, immediate, just fall back lower, hits TP. But the reason that this wasn't a good trade and the reason that I was like a half size loss instead of me entering in full size is because I just didn't have confidence in the setup taking it. I coming into the trade itself, like before I even entered, I kind of just told myself like for some reason I don't feel confident in this. And so I kind of just pattern traded the model. Like I wasn't pairing discretion and mechanics together. This was entirely just a mechanical, honestly, pattern trade. And I have to hold myself accountable to that because I have to realize where I went wrong with that. And I realized that before I even got into this trade, the fact that I was already sizing down because I didn't feel confident in it, that should just be a telltale sign. You know what? Don't take it. Wait for a better setup. Because right after this, we got a better setup. We came in, swept this generated low, swept out some of this low resistance, tapped into the 4-hour, and then we had a beautiful 1-minute inversion right off of that. We had this bearish 1-minute inversion, take this to the high, or enter on close, break even at the high, and then you could have rode this all the way up to the daily gap. So definitely some lessons to be learned there. Definitely not necessarily in a new way of going about trading, but just definitely some more mental and psychological journal um, opportunities there. Just with pairing discretion mechanics, with being confident in the trades, with not forcing setups. So definitely some things to highlight on. But like I said, it was a $336 loss. Really wasn't a big deal. I'm still just shy of halfway of getting these done. I still have tomorrow and Friday, which is ideally when I get these done. I really just want to be done with these by the end of the week. If I'm not done with them by the end of this week, hopefully next, and I will keep saying that until I'm done. But for today, that's really all I have. Shorter recap today, not much to recap because this just wasn't a really good trade. Like mechanically, it was very good, but I just don't think I needed to take it. So I don't really have anything to talk about because it wasn't something that I can sit here and just explain to you why I took it. It was mechanical. Didn't really have much of a reason to take it, but it is what it is. I did. I took the loss. Really not going to let this bother me. I'd rather just focus on what's lying ahead going into next week. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. And I will leave you guys with that today, and I will catch y'all in the next one. Peace.